In this video, I'm going to show you how you can start an affiliate marketing website. In fact, I'm going to show you more than just starting an affiliate marketing website. I'm going to show you how you can start an entire affiliate marketing business. I'm going to start by showing you how to find a good niche or niche for your website. I'm then going to show you how to do some research and discover the best product to promote. I'm going to take you through the process of becoming an affiliate. We're going to sign up with Amazon, but of course you could sign up with any retailer that you like. Once we've done that, I'm going to show you how you can come up with ideas for content for your website. And content's going to be very important, as it's content that's going to show up in Google when people are looking for help when they're buying products. Then once you've got loads of ideas for content, I'm going to show you the best way to get content written and also the best way to add it to your website so that it does well on Google and brings in lots of traffic. Of course, I'm going to show you how to create the website too. I'm going to show you everything to do with creating a website, including how to register a domain name, how to set up your website hosting, how to create the website using WordPress. And in fact, I've streamlined that entire process because I'm going to give you the templates that I use on my affiliate marketing websites so that it gets you up and running really quickly and easily. To help you make the website look really sweet, I'm going to show you how you can create your own logo using some free software so you don't have to pay graphic designers or anything like that. You'll be able to come up with a fantastic logo yourself. I'm also going to show you how you can track all the visitors to your website. I'm going to basically show you everything from start to finish. If you watch this entire video, by the end of it, you will be an affiliate marketeer with an affiliate marketing website. Now you're probably wondering, how much can an affiliate marketing website actually earn? Well, that's quite a big question and it depends on lots of different factors, but let me give you an example. I created a tutorial video just like this one. I think it was about 15 months ago. You'll find a link to that video in the description to this video. It's a very similar video to this. It's a full-length tutorial on how to create a website. And the website that I created in that video is called bestroofbox.com. It's in the roof box niche, as you'd probably imagine. It looks just like this, very similar to the site we're making today. Since I launched that website, I have been doing work on it. I've been adding content and all that kind of stuff. And in fact, I've documented everything that I've done to that site in a YouTube playlist, which again, you'll find a link to in the description. But anyway, to cut a long story short, that website is now generating a really healthy income. Let me put the earnings up on the screen now. You can see that from Amazon last month, it pulled in around $1,500. And on a few days last month, the site pulled in over $100 a day. So that's a pretty nice income. And in fact, that site is actually still growing. But let me be clear, those earnings are just an example. I'm not guaranteeing that you're going to earn that kind of money. You may earn less, you might earn more. But the one thing you do need to be aware of is that affiliate marketing is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a long-term project. You're going to need to put some hours in, you're going to need to do some work. But if you do that, there's no reason why you won't achieve some success. So that site, as I just showed you, is about 15 months old. It started earning, I think, after around 4 or 5 months after it went live. So if you need money right now, if the wolf is at the door, then affiliate marketing is not for you. You need to think of some other way to make some money. This is a long-term plan. It's going to take maybe 12 months before you start earning some reasonable income. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So anyway, if you're up for it and you're up for putting in some work, I think we should roll the intro and get started. Let's go. Hello, it's Alex here from WP Eagle. Hope you're all well. Quick couple of things before we get started. The first is, if you're not already subscribed, why not do so right now? Just click the button below. Make sure you click the bell to be notified of new videos. I am going to be doing more videos around the site that I create in this video, including sharing the latest earnings and the latest traffic numbers. So you're not going to want to miss them. So click that subscribe button. And if you find this video useful, please click the like button. It really does help me out. So the site I'm going to be creating in this video looks just like this. It's called wheelalong.com. You can go check it out right now if you like. It's in the wheelbarrow niche. It's only got a few articles on it right now, but I am going to be working on it over the coming months. Now, a question that I get all the time is, why would anyone visit an affiliate marketing website? Why wouldn't they just go to Amazon or wherever directly and purchase the products? Well, a lot of people do go to Amazon to purchase their products directly, and those people, they know exactly what they want. There's a lot of people out there that they kind of know that they want a product, they've got a need, but they're not quite sure what they need to purchase. And that's where an affiliate marketing website comes in. We take that person by the hand and we guide them through the products and we help them buy something. And that's basically what affiliate marketing is. We promote other people's products, and when someone buys that product, we earn a commission. So I'm going to use my old website as an example, bestroofbox.com. Let's say that there's someone out there, they like going fishing, but they're struggling to get all their fishing rods into their car. They've seen roof boxes on other cars and they're thinking, well, maybe a roof box might be what I need for my fishing rods. So they head over to Amazon and they type in something like, I don't know, best roof box for fishing rods. And this is what Amazon returns to them. And as you can see, it's not very useful. In fact, the products that come up, they're not even a roof box. So they're still stuck. They still don't know what to buy. So they head over to Google. When they get to Google, they type in the same thing, best roof box for fishing rods, and Google returns this. There's a few ads across the top, which they may click on, but not a lot of people do click on the ads. And then below that, the first thing that comes up is one of my articles from bestroofbox.com. That looks interesting, they think, and they give it a click. And then within that article, I basically show them some of the roof boxes that are good for fishing rods, share some of the specs and give them a bit of information around the roof boxes and all that kind of stuff. And then when they click through, once they've decided on the best roof box for them and make that purchase, I get my commission from Amazon. Now you're probably thinking, but Alex, how on earth did you come up with all these articles? I mean, do you have loads of roof boxes that you kind of review and that you know all about? Well, no. I've got one roof box that I have on my car, but in terms of putting the articles together, what I've been doing is I've been paying some writers to go and do loads of research on Amazon and on other places around the internet and putting all that information together and then writing these articles for me. So you don't actually need all the products like around you to be able to create the articles. Of course, if you do have some of these products, then you can write even better articles and you can maybe create videos and that kind of stuff. But it's not essential. You can just do it by doing research on the internet. So hopefully now you're clear on how affiliate marketers add value. They're basically helping people make a purchase. And to do this, we have to add content to our website. So this could be in the form of articles or videos. I'm going to be mainly showing you how to create articles. I'm also going to show you how you can come up with some great ideas for articles based around what people are actually looking for on Google, so that you can answer their questions and help them out. And that's going to be the main bulk of the work you're going to need to do, basically creating content for your website once it's live. There's two ways you can do this. You can either write it yourself, which you might want to do if you've got plenty of time. If you don't have a lot of time, you've got some money, then you can use the money to pay for writers. And I'm going to show you how to order content from some writers. Now, speaking of money, you are going to have to make a small investment to get the website up and running. You're going to need a domain name and you're going to need some website hosting. I've got a couple of companies that I'm going to recommend to you in this video that can provide both of those services at a fantastic price. The domain name, which is basically your .com or your .co.uk, your .net, whatever you fancy. That's going to come in at around $9 for the year. That's £7 if you're in the UK. And the hosting is going to be around $6.99 a month. That's in dollars, which is $84 for the year. If you're in the UK, that works out at around $8.99 a month or £108 for the year. So not a huge investment to get your website up and running. To create the website, we're going to be using WordPress and Elementor, and both of those things are free. Now, I've also included a couple of premium plugins that I like to use on my websites. They add a few extra features. These are completely optional. If you don't want to use them, you can just remove them from your website. But if you do want to use them, the two plugins are the ultimate add-ons for Elementor and Elementor Pro. If you do want to use them, the cost for them is around $60 each. To help you get up and running really quickly and easily, I'm going to provide you with some tools and resources. I've got a template to get the website up and running really quickly. I've got a spreadsheet to help you find the perfect niche or niche, and also to help you plan out your articles. So you can go get these things right now. They're all on a page on my website, wpeagle.com. It looks just like this. You'll find a link to it in the description to this video. All you need to do is pop your name and email address into the form. I will then send you an email, which you just need to click that you want to receive emails from me. It's basically just an opt-in. Then once you've done that, I'll send you another email which contains all the resources and everything you need. So yeah, I recommend you do that now because you're going to need that stuff in a few moments. You can, of course, unsubscribe from my email list once you've got all the stuff. But, you know, I'd love to have you as part of my email community. I only send out an email once a week, and it's just a very short email that basically just lets you know that I'm going live and gives you an update on my latest videos. That's all. Nothing too much. But yeah, you can unsubscribe if you don't want it. No hard feelings. So hopefully you're still with me and you're ready to start your affiliate marketing journey. You're ready to become an affiliate marketeer. The first thing we're going to do is find that perfect niche for our website. And then we're going to start planning out some content, and then we're going to create the actual website. I wish you the best of luck. I'm here for you if you need me. Leave a comment below this video. I do read all the comments that I get. I'll try to reply to as many as I possibly can. You can also drop me an email if you like. My email address is eagle@wpeagle.com. But yeah, that's enough looking at my face. Let's get on the computer. Let's get this website set up. So the first thing we need to do is do some research. We need to get it clear in our mind what we're going to be doing. What niche is our site going to be in? Or niche, I should say, maybe for my American viewers. We need to have a think about the kind of products that we're going to be promoting. We need to take a look and see what kind of articles we could write and the kind of things that people are searching for on Google and how we could, you know, answer their questions and deliver some good value to those people. So I'm going to start over at Amazon, and in fact I've got an easy spreadsheet. I say easy, it's a spreadsheet that I put together, and it makes this whole process a little bit easier. Now I've already kind of filled it in, but I'm going to go through how I did this in a few moments. You can get a copy of this spreadsheet as well. It's on Google Docs. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Just give it a click and then you can save it to your Google Docs, I think, and you know, play around with it. But basically it takes into account a few different factors when it comes to choosing a niche. Those factors are down the side here. So we're going to have a look at the commission rates, which, you know, have changed recently. They are quite low, but hey, that doesn't matter. We'll still make some money. We need to look at the product price range, because obviously the higher the product, the more commission you're going to make. But obviously if the product is too expensive, then you might not sell many. So you need to keep that in mind as well. We need to have a look if there's any purchase-driven questions on Google, and I'll go into that in a bit more detail in a moment. We need to see how much content there is on Google at the moment to see if we can fill in some gaps. It basically gives us an idea of competition. And then the final question is quite an important question, and that's whether you actually like the niche. If it's going to be something that's of interest to you, is it going to be something that you're going to be able to work on, or is it just too boring and dull that, yeah, you're not going to be able to work on it because you're not going to have any motivation? So let's start with commission rate. Now you can bring up commission rates. Here we go. I've got some here by doing a search on Google for Amazon Associates commission rates. Now I'm going to be targeting the site that I'm creating in this video to the UK. A couple of reasons why I'm going to do that. The first is that the UK commission rates on Amazon are higher than the Amazon.com commission rates. Second reason is I'm in the UK and I'm British and I speak and write British English. So that's a bit of a benefit for me. And, well, I may create a Amazon.com version of the site in the future. I mean, I've got the domain, although we're going to get onto domains in a minute. So yeah, I'm going to go for the UK. So you should target whichever country you feel comfortable with. Of course, Amazon.com is very popular. But, you know, if you're in a country that's served by a different Amazon, then that might be where you want to go. And especially if you speak the language, because there may be less competition. So here are the Amazon fees for Amazon UK. Here are the fees in terms of what they're going to pay you from Amazon.com. So this is a good place to start because we can see that there's a big difference. For example, video games is a 1% commission rate on Amazon.com, whereas something like kitchen or automotive is 4.5%. So that's quite a big difference. So the first thing to do is have a look here, see the kind of categories that you're going to want to get into, probably ones with higher commission rates, if I'm honest. So, you know, looking here on the UK one, we can see that home improvement's a good one, garden and lawn and garden's a good one, 7 and 8%. Anything handmade is 10%. And these up here, anything in the fashion line, clothing and stuff, currently paying 11%. So that's the first thing you want to keep in mind. What are the commission rates like? So looking at these commission rates, I'm going to go for products and a niche that is in either the home improvement, the home or the kitchen and dining, the patio, lawn, garden, power hand tools, anything around here. Maybe outdoor and recreation might be okay as well. Industrial and scientific products, or sorry, business industrial. Basically anything above 5% is fine by me, I think. That's kind of my cutoff. I'm not going to go below 5%. So once we've decided on the categories, we can start having a look on Amazon. So a good place to start is you go down the side here, scroll down a little bit, and go to the full shop directory. It will show you all of the different categories and all the different types of products. And then basically you just want to start clicking around, see if you see anything that, you know, might be of interest, might be a good opportunity. Now, I'm obviously looking on amazon.co.uk because that's the site I'm going to be promoting. But, you know, if you're going to do amazon.com or amazon.de or some other Amazon, you want to be checking out the relevant one for you. So garden was one that sprung to mind. Let's have a look. Garden and outdoors. What we got? So we've got gardening here. We've got decking and fencing. Loads of different categories, and we can actually see them all down here as well. So let's have a look at mower and outdoor power tools. That might be interesting. Fairly high value. So we've got mowers, generators, pressure washers. Now these caught my eye earlier. You'll see I've already populated with a few niches, but yeah, I was clicking around and I saw the pressure washers, and you know they've got a good commission rate because they're in garden and outdoors, so it brings in 8% on 40,000 or more, 7. So what you want to do is start filling in. Once you start seeing a few products that might be of interest, start filling in the spreadsheet, put the niche across the top, put the commission rate in here, and I've set it so that the colors change. Green being a good thing, yellow being kind of it's okay, and red being not so good. So you're looking for niches that have, you know, mainly green to help you make your decision when it comes to choosing a niche. So your pressure washers was quite interesting. Good commission rates. Product range is pretty good in terms of price. Now there wasn't many purchase-driven questions on Google, so let me just show you what that means. So the way I find if there's been any purchase-driven questions on Google is you head over to Google and you do some searches. So I might type in pressure washer. And then scroll down and, you know, look at these questions that people are asking, because these are the kind of questions that we're going to try and answer on our affiliate website. We're going to create content to answer these questions. So which is the best pressure washer to buy? The other thing that made me slightly worried was that sites like the Wirecutter were coming up. So if you're not familiar with the Wirecutter, it's a really big affiliate site. It's owned by the New York Times, I believe. And, you know, if they've got the listing on Google, it's going to be quite hard to knock them off. But, you know, there is some interesting questions. That's obviously an affiliate site that's coming up there. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. I can see that there is some questions that I could definitely write articles about. So it wasn't too bad. So I put not many, but you know, it could be some somewhere around there. So what you want to do is type in the niche and then have a look. And then you also want to just start, you know, typing in some other things that comes up. So best pressure washer, and then put 4, maybe then like start going through the alphabets. A for a car, a patio, a woman to use around the house. In fact, it looks like there is quite a few questions. So maybe since I did the research, there's a few more coming up, or maybe I just didn't look properly first time. There's quite a few things you could write about here. So all of these questions that are coming up on Google, these are all ideas for articles. And I'm going to get to that in a second, but you know, we'd start copying these into our spreadsheet, and then we've got loads of things we can write about. In fact, there's loads. I think it could be a really good niche, pressure washing. I think maybe that'd be my next site. Look at all these. We can write loads of articles, and then, you know, if we take a look, like maybe do a search for best pressure washer for exposed aggregate. There isn't, I mean, there's this article here, how to clean an exposed aggregate driveway, what does that say? Without causing damage. It's an Australian post, Australian site. So if I move in with a UK site, I might do okay. But there isn't, I mean, this video sort of answers it, but there isn't an article that says, this is the best pressure washer for exposed aggregate, really, is there? So that's an opportunity for me to create an article. And in my past experience, I know that if I do that, there is a really good chance that I will rank because, I say, there isn't a lot of competition. So I'm actually going to put this as a lots. How well does it serve with good content? Well, as I say, doing a search on that one, there wasn't a lot. Let's do a search for another one. Press for, what else we got? For, what's snow foam? Is that where you like spray a load of foamy snow type stuff? Weird, let's have a look. Okay. So here, look, there is an article that does match pretty much exactly what I typed in. So it looks like an affiliate site as well. That's going to be a little bit harder to rank for because there is some articles already answering. But of course, if I write a better article, there's a good chance that I could outrank them. So yeah, I'm going to put that it's server content kind of a bit. Do I like it? Yeah, it's okay. I think I could get into pressure washers. So as I was looking around Amazon, I did find some other niches that looked quite interesting. There were slow cookers and wheelbarrows. Again, I found them just by clicking through the Amazon, oh, where's it gone? The Amazon categories, and slow cookers is obviously in kitchen, which is pretty high. And wheelbarrows, again, is in garden, so that's a reasonably good commission rate. I think I put 6 there, but let me just double check. Lawn and garden is actually 7 or 8. Let me just do a search for wheelbarrows. Just check that department. Yeah, it's in garden and outdoors. So I don't know why I put that. So garden and outdoors is, I think it's, what, 7 or 8. Still yellow, but 7 is okay. Product price range. Well, it varies. Some are like 40 something pound, but there are electric wheelbarrows actually. So I'm going to put it as a medium. Let's have a look at some questions on Google. So again, I just type in the niche. Scroll down a little bit. See what questions come in. So what is the best wheelbarrow? How do I choose a wheelbarrow? These are sort of purchase driven questions because someone who searches for how do I choose a wheelbarrow is probably looking to buy one. In fact, all of these look like they're pretty much purchase driven, apart from maybe this one, who's just looking for someone looking just for a spelling thing. This one as well, probably not purchase driven. Nor is that one. Someone's already got a wheelbarrow when they're asking that. But again, I like the best one, best wheelbarrow for, and then just got to start going through the alphabet again. For allotment, for a woman, for the money, for best wheelbarrow, air compressor. Interesting. And then B for builders, for bad back, for barn. C for concrete, construction, cleaning stalls. Blimey. Mixing concrete, moving concrete, hauling concrete. D, E, there's loads. Then again, I'll be looking to see what's coming up. So I did a search for best wheelbarrow for elderly. There is an article there that's got the snippet. But then if you look down, there's a Pinterest thing there. not much really when it comes to articles on the best wheelbarrows for elderly. So I definitely could fill that gap. So back to our spreadsheet. I'd say there is definitely some purchase-driven questions. I don't think it's served that well. I mean, I need to do more research, and I did do some more research. I did it a little while ago, which is why I can't quite remember what I did, but I don't think there was much content. So let's do a few more searches. For horse. Oh, horse manure. There's a couple there for poo picking. Again, you go down to here, and great way to find article ideas. Just keep clicking on these questions, and it keeps giving you loads of kind of other ideas and questions that people have typed into Google. Best wheelbarrow for 6-year-old for allotment. Not a lot coming up when it comes to allotment wheelbarrows either. So what I would recommend that you do when you're doing these searches on Google is just start copying these into your spreadsheet. I've got this other tab here. I've already started filling it in. But yeah, start pasting these in, because these are going to be what you use as inspiration and as ideas for your content for your website. Got the status over here, so you can keep an eye on everything in terms of getting it written. Now, I use writers for my content. I'm not very good at writing myself. I do write the odd article, but generally I outsource it. I've got a number of different writers that I use. I've also used companies like Texton.com. I'll show you Texton.com. They're pretty good. You just order articles like this, put your email address in, put some guidelines in. So if I was to order an article, in fact, I am going to order some articles, because I'm going to order some articles for my site. You would take the idea, like, which is the best wheelbarrow. Now, I am going to go for the wheelbarrow niche. You know, it's mostly green. They've all got basically 3 greens. Wheelbarrows is kind of interesting. I do quite a bit of gardening, so I'm going to go for that. I think I'm going to do a pressure washer one as well, but not in this video, because that looked pretty good as well. Feel free to copy my niches if you want, but then, you know, you are going to be competing with me, so keep that in mind. But, you know, I'm happy to share all my stuff, and if you want to copy it, then that's up to you. I would recommend that you don't copy other people's niches and find your own niche where, you know, it's got plenty of open space and not too much competition, and you're not competing with other internet marketers, especially those people that are on YouTube like me. But so it's entirely up to you. So yeah, you'd type in the subject. So, you know, what is the best wheelbarrow? You'd set a word count. Now, generally, it depends on the subject. Obviously, if it's like, you know, how to boil an egg as a subject, you don't need that many words. But for the best wheelbarrow, you're probably going to need a few, maybe 2,000. Put some comments in there if you like, and some keywords. Now, I don't generally worry about keywords, because they're going to write it around here, and that is the keyword that I'm going to be targeting. That's what I want to come up for on Google. In terms of the general guidelines, you're going to want to specify that they should include products from Amazon, from the correct Amazon. So, you know, I'd put something like, please include relevant. Oh, I can't spell at all. See, that's why I don't write my articles. From Amazon.co.uk where relevant. Or well, you can. Something like that. I'll try and spell it right. Oh, thank you. And, you know, you might want to give them some more articles, you know, use bullet points, short paragraphs, and clear headings. Now, I'm actually pretty bad at briefing my writers. And even though I am bad at briefing them, they have still usually, I'll say usually, they usually do deliver some really good work. So put in here as much detail as you like. A good thing to do in practice is to write your own articles. You know, the first couple, write them yourself so that you've got a good understanding of what you want and how you want them structured and laid out. And then you can obviously brief your writers with that information. So I'm going to order some articles. I'm going to order some of these wheelbarrow articles. And yeah, we're going to be adding them to the site a bit later on in the video. So hopefully you found this part of the video useful. Do get yourself a copy of this spreadsheet. As I say, you'll find a link in the description to this video. Get over to Amazon, start looking at some products. Look at the commission rates first, of course. Then get over to Google and start typing in some questions around the product, see what's coming up. Start populating this spreadsheet, and hopefully you'll be able to choose a niche that works well for you. The first step when it comes to setting up a website is to register a domain name. If you've already got a domain name registered, that's great. You can skip this part of the video. I'll put a time up on the screen now. Just jump the video forward and you can crack on with the next step, which will be setting up your website hosting. If you haven't got a domain name, then keep watching. A domain name is the address that people type into their browser to access your website. The classic one is a .com, but there are loads of different types of domain names available nowadays, like .net, .biz, .me, .online, .info, whatever really. Now I'm a bit old school when it comes to domain names, and I really like having a .com, so that's what I'm going to try and get today. I've been brainstorming some ideas, as you can see on the screen now. I was also sent a load of ideas from a WP Eagle viewer, because we were talking about the wheelbarrow niche on my live stream the other week. By the way, if you've not been on one of my live streams, you should join us. They're usually on a Tuesday. And if you subscribe and click the bell, then you'll be notified when I do go live. It's great fun, and we talk about affiliate marketing on websites and all that kind of stuff. Be good to see you there. Anyway, so here are my ideas. I quite like this one, Wheel Along. I also like Wheel About. I like them because they're kind of broad. It means that I can, not only talk about wheelbarrows, but I can talk about trailers and trolleys and all that kind of stuff too. Now, it's not essential to include any keywords in the domain name, so I don't need, wheelbarrowreview.com or bestwheelbarrow.com. I mean, I can if I want to, but it's not essential. You can, have a domain that's a little bit more generic, that doesn't include keywords, and build a brand around it. It's entirely up to you. Back in the old days, keywords used to have quite a big effect. If they're in your domain name, they'd have an effect on your search engine rankings, but that's not the case anymore. So keywords in the domain name is not as important as it was. I'm going to be registering my domain name today with Namecheap, who I would recommend to you. I'll put a link up now in a card. It is an affiliate link, so if you click through and buy yourself a domain name, I will earn a commission. Thank you very much. I recommend that you keep all your domain names separate from your hosting. I like to keep them all in one place and just have a dedicated company that looks after my domain names. I like Namecheap because they offer domains at a great price. They've got a good control panel and they just make it really easy. So let's get started. Basically, you just got to start typing into this box the domain name that you want. And looking at my list, I think I'm going to go for the wheelalong.com. It's between Wheel Along and Wheel About. Not too sure which one I prefer. Maybe I'll register both. I don't know. Let's go for wheelalong.com. I'm just going to copy, paste it in. And let's see if it's available. It is. So it's just £6.81 per year. I'm not quite sure what that is in dollars, probably around $8 or something, is it? It's offering me some other domain names that I might be interested in, but no, we'll just go for the wheelalong.com. Let's add to cart. It's offering me some other stuff. I'm not going to take any of this. We're going to host our website with a different company. I wouldn't recommend that you use a domain name company for hosting generally. They're not very good at hosting. They're better at doing their domain names, which is another reason why I like to keep things separate. So we'll be doing the hosting in a few moments with Siteground. But for now, let's just order this domain name, £6.81 per year. ICANN fee of 14 pence, so the total is £7 and a penny. Let's view the cart. You get a free WhoisGuard, which is really good. So that basically hides your details because people can look up domain name information. And if you don't have this, they'll be able to see your name and address and all that kind of stuff, which you probably don't want. I'm going to set it to auto renew because I always forget to renew my domain names. And I think you get discounts if you go for a longer period, possibly. Let's have a look. Yeah, it does work out slightly cheaper if you go for a slightly longer period. I'll go for 3 years, why not? So yeah, I'm not going to go for any of this other stuff. I'm just going to click confirm order. Now you'll need to create an account if you don't have one already. Enter a username, password, email address, all that kind of stuff. Click create an account. I've already got one, so I'm just going to log in. Okay, I'm logged in. So the next page is this one where it's just checking your details. Mine are all fine. So you just need to double check that these are all correct. I'm sure they are because you probably just signed up and filled them in right now. If you scroll down, oh, I went a little too far. You can just double check that you've got your WhoisGuard switched on. It should be fine. You can also save this configuration so that next time you register a domain name, you don't have to double check it all. And don't worry about the additional settings. So let's click continue. Now you just need to enter your payment details. You can pay with card or you can also pay with PayPal as well if you want to. So let me just do all the payment stuff. Okay, so I've done the payment stuff. It's now processing my order. And we're all done. I can do some stars. Yeah, I like it. Very nice. Very good. Oh, and this one as well. Yeah, I definitely recommend. Perfect. I don't want to do that. No, thank you. There we go. So the domain is all registered. It may take a couple of hours or whatever just to kind of register and go through and all that kind of stuff. But that's it. The domain's registered. Let's move on to the next step. Once you've got a domain name registered, the next step is to set up your web hosting. Basically, web hosting is where your website's going to live. You hire a little bit of a server from a company and they make sure that your website's online. I'm going to be recommending Siteground today. I did a test recently on loads of different hosting companies. I tested things like performance, support, features, value for money, and Siteground came out on top, and I use Siteground for a number of my websites now. I found them to be really, really good. They offer a few different flavors of hosting. We're going to go for the WordPress hosting. It's going to make setting up our website a lot easier. Basically means that WordPress will be installed for us, and all we need to do then is get the site up and running. And I'm going to provide a template for you to do that to make it even easier. So I'll put a link up to Siteground now in a card. I'll also put a link in the description to this video. The link is an affiliate link, so I will earn a commission if you use it. I really appreciate it if you do. It helps me create videos like this for free. And I only recommend companies that I use myself. So I'm not recommending Siteground for the commission. I'm recommending Siteground because they're really good. So let's choose WordPress hosting. Click get started. There's 3 different levels of hosting. I recommend the Grow Big, which is the middle one. It's great because you can have unlimited websites. You get 20 gigabyte of web space. And it's suitable for websites with around 25,000 visits every month. If you're on a bit of a budget, you can go for the startup one. It's only $2.95 a month. That's the special introductory price. But it only allows you to have one website. You can change your plan at any time. So let's click Get Plan. So first off, we need to enter our domain name. We're not registering one. We've just done that. If you watch the first step, or you've already got one registered, so you need to click I already have a domain name. Type the domain name in that you've already registered. Mine is, of course, wheelalong.com. Click Proceed. So for step 3 of the order process, we need to enter our account information. So enter your email address and choose a password. Fill fill in all of your details in here and your payment information in here. Down here, it's already chosen our plan. It's the Grow Big. Can change it here if you need to. Next option is the data center. Now, I'd recommend that you choose a data center that's near to the visitors that you're targeting. So the site that I'm going to be setting up is going to be targeting people in the UK. That's where I live. I'm going to write all my content using British English. But if you're targeting people, for example, in the USA, then choose the USA data center. It will give those visitors a better experience. The site will load faster and all that kind of stuff. So choose the data center nearest to your visitors. So I'm going to set mine back to UK. The next option is the period. You've got a choice of 12, 24 or 36 months. I'd avoid the trial, the 1 month trial. You're not going to be able to achieve anything in 1 month. Plus there's a setup fee. So that's best avoided. And by the way, I've been given these prices in pounds because, you know, I'm in the UK. If you're in America, the pricing is actually very similar. I think it's $5.95 a month, $5.95 a month rather than $4.95. So I think that works out slightly cheaper if you're in America. But yeah, Siteground will adjust all the pricing depending on your location. Now, Siteground offer this introductory pricing of $4.95 in pounds or $5.95 in dollars. To make the most of this pricing, because it jumps up after your initial period, I'd recommend that you go for as long as possible in terms of the period that you choose here. That way you'll make the most out of that $4.95 or $5.95 per month price. So yeah, basically go for as long as you can afford and you'll get the best value. So I'm going to choose 36 months. And that's about it. You get free website file transfer, which you're not going to use. You don't need the site scanner. And you just need to tick the terms and conditions box. And you can tick this one as well if you'd like to get Siteground news and special offers by email. So I'm going to get all this completed and pay, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so I'm all signed up. I made my payment. My account was successfully created. I can get straight into the customer area by clicking on this button. I'll also receive an email shortly with all the details. So let's click Proceed to Customer Area. And here we are in our Siteground dashboard. So let's finish off setting up our website. To do that, we'll click on this big orange button. And here we're going to click Start New Website. Let's click Select and then choose WordPress. Now it's asking us to set up a login. This is the login for our WordPress website. So enter your email address and a password. You can generate one if you want. Probably a good thing to do. So I'm going to do that now. Let's click Generate. I'm going to copy it to my clipboard. I'm going to need it in a moment. And then click Continue. It's asking if we want the SG site scanner, which we don't. So let's just click Finish. Now while it's doing that, I'm actually just going to paste that password into my notepad so that I've got it in case I need it later. So I've pasted that somewhere safe. I suggest you do the same. It says that site creation is taking longer than usual. Oh dear. So I'll get a confirmation email once the installation is complete. I'm not sure if you're going to get this. Obviously, maybe it depends on how busy they are. So let's just wait for that email. So it's all done. It didn't take very long at all. In fact, it was pretty much instantaneous. I've now got this email. Hopefully you've got an email as well that's very similar. You need the email because it's got the DNS servers in that we're going to use right now to point our domain at our new website. If you haven't got the email yet, you can access your DNS servers from within your Siteground control panel. Just go into Site Tools and you'll find them here. So let's set our DNS servers. To do that, you'll need to log into your domain name provider, into their control panel. Obviously for me, it's Namecheap. For you, it might be someone else, but the process is the same. You're basically looking for your name server settings for your domain. So let's jump into Namecheap. I'm going to do it in this tab here. So I'm going to go into my account and into the dashboard. Here's my domain. We go into manage. As I say, it'll be the same process with pretty much every domain name registrar. Maybe the buttons might be slightly different, but you're looking to manage your domain. And then you're looking for name servers, which we've got here. So I'm going to go for custom DNS. It's giving me 2 boxes to add the name servers, so I can just copy and paste them from the email from Siteground or indeed from the control panel, which I'll do now. So I'm just going to get the first one, copy, then paste. And this one, copy and paste. And then I'm just going to click the tick to finish. So that's going to take a few hours possibly to take effect. It says up here it might take up to 48 hours. So I'm just going to wait. Once it's all done, I'll know, because when I enter the domain name into my browser, I should see a website. At the moment, when I type it in, I'm seeing the Namecheap page. So once this changes to something else, probably be the WordPress page, I'll be then ready to move on to the next part, which will be installing the affiliate marketing website template that I'm going to provide you with. So here we go. It didn't take very long for the DNS and everything to switch over. And now when I go to wheelalong.com, I can see this, which is basically a basic WordPress installation. It means that Siteground has installed WordPress, everything is working, the DNS is working, and we're now ready to turn this into our affiliate marketing website. If you've not done so already, you're going to need to get the pack of goodies that I sent you via email, because you need basically the template of the site, which we're going to install in this part of the video. So head over to the post on wpeagle.com. There's a link to it in the description of this video. It'll be somewhere near the top. It'll be very easy to find. You won't be able to miss it. You'll come over to a page that looks a bit like this. It might look a little bit different because I'm still working on it. But there will be a form that looks like this. You need to put your name in and your email address, then I'll send you everything you need straight away. So go and do that now if you haven't done so already. If you have, then, well, let's move on to the next part where we're going to set up the site and install our template and get it looking like the Amazon affiliate website that we want it to. So hopefully you were able to fill in your name and email address all okay, and you received an email from me. By the way, you probably had a first email where you had to opt in, and then you got another email with all the stuff that I talk about in this video. If you don't get the email for whatever reason, just drop me a message at eagle@wpeagle.com, and I will try my best to make sure that you get everything you need. By the way, you can, of course, unsubscribe from my email list at any time. I only send out one email every single week just to let you know when I'm going live. So hopefully not too much of an issue, but if it is, you can easily unsubscribe. Anyway, let's get on with this website. So hopefully you've downloaded a file. It looks like this WP Eagle website template. What you need to do is extract it by double clicking on it. I think that's how you do it on a PC. Well, that's how I do it on my Mac. And then within there, there's this folder, and then in there, there's 2 files, just a README, and then this zip file. Don't extract that one. That's the one we're going to be uploading to the site in a moment to basically add my template and get the site looking as we want it to look. So remember where this file is, and well, let's go back to our WordPress website. So to log in, you just simply add a slash and then WP admin to the end of your domain name, and you get a screen like this. Hopefully you made a note of that WordPress password. Like I said, you should. If you didn't, you can reset your password with this link here. You need to enter your email address, the email address that you entered when you set up the site, and then put that password in. I'm just going to paste it. I'm going to tick remember me so I don't have to log in all the time. And then I'm going to click login. So it's taken us to this page. You may see a Siteground wizard thing pop up. If you do, there's a little exit link at the bottom, so or skip, something like that. Click that. You don't need to go for the wizard because we're not setting this site up from scratch. We're going to be installing my template, so let's do that now. So I'm going to go to plugins and then add new. Then I'm going to come up to the search box up here, type in WP Vivid. This one here, the blue cloud with the arrows. Click install now. So that's installed. Let's click activate. Here we go. We're into WP Vivid. So what we're going to do is scroll down. We're going to go to upload. And then we're going to select that file, the zip file that I sent to you via email that hopefully you've downloaded to your computer. Let's click select files and then find it. Select that zip file with the funny long name, click open, and then press upload. It'll take a few moments. So that's all done, it uploaded. Let's click OK up here. Then let's click restore here. And then click restore here. And then press OK. Okay, that's all finished. Didn't take very long. Let's press OK. So we now need to log into this WordPress installation. It's different to the WordPress installation we just had because we just restored the backup. So that username and password that you had from Siteground for WordPress, we don't need that anymore. What we're going to log in here with is the username WP Eagle Viewer. And by the way, we're going to change this to something that you can remember in a few moments. And then the password is WP Eagle Viewer again, but all of the E's are freeze. So WP free, AGL free, VI free, W free, R. You can, of course, find this username and password over on wpeagle.com in the post that's all around this tutorial. So let's log in. So here we are, we're into our WordPress dashboard for our affiliate marketing website. We'll have a look at the front in a second. There's a few more things we just need to do while we're in here. First, as I just said, is we need to set up a new username and password, one that you can remember. Obviously, you don't want to use this one because everyone else is going to be using this one. So yeah, not a good idea when it comes to security. So we need to change this as quickly as possible. So we're going to go into users and then all users. And here we are. So this is one we need to get rid of. But before we do that, let's create a new one. So go to add new up the top. Give it a username that you will remember. I'm going to go for something like Eagle. Put your email address in. You can fill in your first name and last name if you like and your website. You then can click show password and it will generate a password for you. You're going to want to make a note of that or put it into your password manager, whatever you use to keep a track of your passwords. You then want to set the role to administrator. You can untick the box to send a new user an email. Of course, you can leave it ticked if you want, and then you'll get an email with the details in. And then click add new user. There we go. There's our new account. Now let's delete this one. And in order to do that, we need to log out and log in as our new account. So I'm going to come up here and go log out. Type in the username of the account that I just created. It was Eagle, if you remember. I'm going to paste in that password because it's already in my clipboard. I tick remember me so I don't have to keep logging in all the time. And then click login. Here we go, we're back in as that new user. So let's go back into the users and then just delete this one. It's going to ask what you want to do with the content. Very important that you select to attribute all the content to you, the username we just set up. You don't want to delete it, otherwise you're going to lose all the templates and stuff. So make sure you click attribute all content to and select your username and then click confirm deletion. There we go, we're all done, we're all secure. Only you know the password now. So there's just a couple of other little things we need to do before we can start customizing the site and adding our content. The first is you're going to want to change the name of the site. At the moment it's called Free Affiliate Blog Site. To adjust that, you go into Settings and General. Give your site a title. What should we go for? Let's spell it right. The Wheelbarrow Experts. Advice and Buyer's Guides on Wheelbarrows. So you can put whatever you like in for your tagline and for your title. It doesn't really show up that much around the site, but it's a good thing to make sure that it's correct. Of course, you can adjust any of these other options if you like. I'm going to leave them for now. So that's that done. The next thing is we've got a couple of premium plugins that I've added to the site because I really like them. They're really useful. So if you want to get updates on those plugins, they will work as they are, but if you want to get updates, which I recommend because updates are generally security related, so they're very important. If you want to get those updates and if you want to get support, you will need to buy a license. So as I said, I've got two plugins running. The first is called Ultimate Add-ons for Elementor. And basically I use that for its extra Elementor widgets. It's got one for the recent posts on the homepage and also for product tables. It's really good. You'll find links to some videos on those things in the description. Let me just show you the website. If you want to head over, it's wpeagle.com/UAE. I'll put that link up in a card now. You'll also find the link in the description, of course. It is an affiliate link, so I will get paid a commission if you do order a license. But I say I really recommend this plugin. It's fantastic. It's got loads of extras for Elementor. The price is just 69 for a site, for one site. Yeah, 69. So very good value. I've already got a code, my license code, so I'm going to add that now. You need to come up, buy one of these licenses. 69 one's probably fine, and get your code. When you've got your code, you need to come into settings, plugins, and installed plugins. Sorry, not settings, plugins, just plugins. Plugins and installed plugins. And then scroll down, and it's here, Ultimate Add-ons for Elementor. Click Activate your license. And then paste in your key. I happen to have my key in my clipboard, ready to paste in. So let's paste that in now. Just press Command V. We're going to blur it out, of course. You need to get your own license. Click Activate. There we go. The license is active. So let's close that. The other plugin I'm running on this site is Elementor Pro. This is probably more optional than UAE. I'm using a few features on it, like the global templates is quite useful. So it basically allows you to create something once and then easily use it around your site. Go and check it out. I'll put a link to a video in the description. And that video is basically me talking about Elementor Pro and whether it's worth it or not. If you don't want Elementor Pro, you can simply just come and deactivate the plugin here. And as I said, these plugins will work. They just won't update automatically if you don't have a license. And, you know, strictly speaking, if you're using a bit of software that requires a license, then you should probably buy the license. It's just, you know, common courtesy. If you do want to get yourself a license, I will put a link up now. And again, you'll find the link in the description. It's basically wpeagle.com/Elementor. The price for Elementor, if I remember, I think it's 49. Yep, 49 for the year. You get the 50 Pro widgets, which are pretty cool, although I think the widgets in Ultimate Add-ons, the plugin I just showed you a moment ago, are actually better. You get 300 Pro templates, which is cool if you want to add some really nice looking pages. You get a theme builder, so you can really customize the site quite a bit further, and some other stuff. I've already got a license for Elementor Pro, so I'm going to connect my site. Once you've made your purchase, you can come along and click this big button up here that says Connect and Activate. I'm already logged into Elementor, so it's good to go. Just need to click Activate. There we go, that's active. So I think we are now ready to start customizing the site. What I'm going to do in the next part of the video is add a logo. Well, in fact, before that, I'm going to show you how I'm going to create a logo really easily. Then we'll add that logo and we'll customize the colors of the site and start thinking about changing the homepage. Before we do that, let's just have a little look at the site, see if everything's as it should be. There's the homepage looking good, so I say we're going to change the logo and the colors in a moment. I have just noticed that I've got a not secure error, so that means that something on here is loading over an insecure connection. So I better fix that just in case you guys have the same problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to View and Developer and JavaScript Console. Aha, there we go. It's telling me there what's insecure. Do you see that? So in the console, it says the page, blah, 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 has loaded this image. Which is, I know which image it is. It's the beach one, isn't it? Yeah, that one. So we can fix that. We can fix that really easily. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to edit this page with Elementor. We're going to be doing lots more on this later. Elementor is how we're going to be working on all of our pages. And it's this image here. So I'm just going to come down to this, right click on those 6 little dots, go edit section. Then in style, here's the image. I'm going to remove the image by clicking on the bin. I mean, of course, you're going to be swapping this image out anyway, so it's probably not such a big deal, but let's just get it working for now. So if you were to swap the image for something else, you'd obviously upload a file. I'm just going to select the image again. This should fix it. Like that. So just inserted that. I'm going to click update. Now let's go and take a look. Okay, so now we've got the padlock. We're all good. So let's move on to doing our logo. Well done if you got this far, you're doing really well. So your site's going to need a logo, something that looks nice and kind of shows off what you do. So when it comes to getting a logo, I always like to make myself one. Of course, you could get a graphic designer to do you one, but that will cost money and take some time. We, need to move fast and save some money. So I'm going to be recommending this graphics package. It's called Canva. You can get it at canva.com. You can set up a free account. And I love this piece of software. It's fantastic for doing, basic graphic stuff. Thumbnails for videos, thumbnails for blog posts. Great for doing that. Basically, you've got all these templates. I'll just show you. So posters, logos, that's what we're going to be looking at in a minute. Presentations, flyers, cards, infographics. It's a really useful tool. So you should definitely go and sign up at canva.com right now. And yeah, you can get all the good stuff for free. They do have a premium version, but you might not need that. So you can come in here and have a look at all these different logos. You can obviously search based around your niche. But there is loads of stuff to choose from, as you can see. Now, I have done a little search and couldn't find anything to do with wheelbarrows, if I'm honest. So I'm going to have to look elsewhere. Yeah, there's no wheelbarrow things in Canva, but that's fine. I've got a few other resources that I can draw from. And I am going to be using Canva to actually put it all together in the end. So the other place that I love is iStock, and I'll put a link up to iStock now, which is an affiliate link. Thank you very much if you use it. I've got a monthly subscription with these guys, and I use it for images. So images that I want to use in my articles and my content. It's got loads of stuff around pretty much anything that you can think of. But they also have vector graphics and stuff. So you can see my recent searches. I've already done a little bit of research on here. So here we go. We've got loads of different wheelbarrow logos. We've got this one, this one, this one, this one. I'm not too worried if there isn't any text because I'm going to add some text in a minute. Got that one. That's pretty cool. These ones. This one over here. So I've got a few to choose from. I like this one. I think I like this one. Well, it's this one or this one. They're both good. I think this one because it's nice and simple. So I'm already logged in. I have a subscription, as I say, so I can just download this. I'm going to download it as a big image in Excel. Then I can adjust the size in a minute. Confirm download. Let's save it here. That's fine. So that's saved. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that into Canva and put my logo together. So I'm just going to go create a design. It's going to be custom dimensions. And the ideal size for the logo on the site is 500 by 243. And in fact, we're going to be adding 2 different sizes of logo because of retina screens, which you get on Apple products and other devices. So basically high resolution screens. We need a high resolution logo and then we need a normal logo. It's very simple. Don't get worried. It's really simple. So to start off with, we'll create a blank canvas of 500 by 243. You need to keep those dimensions in mind because that's the perfect size for your logo too. Now I'm going to upload the image that I just downloaded from iStock. So I'm going to click upload. Here it is. Select the file. There it is. Then I'm just going to click on it. There we go. And now I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Maybe even a bit bigger than that. So you can see it's really easy. You just drag stuff around, grab hold of the corners to make stuff bigger and smaller. It's really great bit of software. That's maybe a little bit too big. Now I've lost my corner. Let's get that down a bit. There we go. I'm going to put that over there. Then I'm going to get some text. So up the side here, there's this text area. Choose something that looks nice. Oh, I quite like that font. That might work. Yeah, we'll go with that. So I'm just going to give that a click. Then bring this over here. You can see that purple line helps you line everything up. It's kind of snapping so that it's level. Then we can just start typing wheel along.com. Something like that. I don't know if we need this separate. Maybe you could have something like wheelbarrow experts. Like that. Or maybe I'll just get rid of it. To get rid of it, I need to ungroup because this bit of text and this bit of text are grouped together. So let's click ungroup. I can click this, click on the dustbin, and it's gone. Center this up. Thinking I can maybe make it a little bit bigger. So just drag it up a bit. So it's about the same size as the wheelbarrow. Maybe slightly too big now. I know it's not, when I line up there, it looks a little, that looks better. Is that better? That's right. There we go. So there we go. There's a logo. That'll be fine. Let's go with this. So to download it, we come up here, click download. I'm going to download it as a JPEG because it's smaller file size. You can adjust this quality if you like. Again, that'll adjust the file size. Around 80% is generally all right, but you might get away with less. Then I'm going to click download. Now, because this is going to be the big high-res retina logo, what I'm going to do is call it wheel. If I can spell again, my typing is atrocious. Wheel along logo. And then because it's the big one, this is quite important, I need to add at 2x. I don't know why, it's just like a retina thing, so that retina screens know that this logo is the high-res one. Just go with it, trust me on this. So let's click save. There we go, that's saved. So what I'm going to do before we come out of Canva is I'm just going to resize this so that it's half the size. Save it again. So then we've got two copies of this logo, the high res one and the lower res one. So I'm going to come up here, click resize. And tick custom size. So what I want to do is reduce this by half. Before you make any changes, make sure your little padlock is clicked if it wasn't already. And let's knock this down to 250, which of course is half of 500. It does the other one for me. Let's click copy and resize. Why not? That way we'll have two images within Canva. So here is our smaller logo. Let's download this one again as a JPEG. Download. I'm just going to call this one wheel along logo. Like that. And then click save. Perfect. So now we're ready to add them to our website. So let's go back to the website. To change the logo, we need to go into customize. Then we need to go into site identity. And then change logo. So I'm going to upload the logos. In fact, I'm going to upload both of them like that. Now we've got the at 2x one selected. I'm actually going to select the normal one. It should be able to work out the at 2x one automatically. So make sure that one's selected and click select down here. It's going to ask if I want to crop it. I'm not going to crop anything, so let's click skip cropping. There we go. There's our logo. That looks quite nice. I'm happy with that. Now I forgot about the site icon, which is the little thing that appears up in people's browsers. So we should probably do one of them. And it says site icon should be square, at least 512 by 512. So we can do that. We've got Canva. So back to Canva. And let's go back to home. Let's create a design and do custom dimensions again and type in those dimensions. 512 and 512. Create. And of course, I'm just going to use the little wheelbarrow. So if I come down to uploads, it should still be there. There it is. Give it a click. Make it big. About there, I think. Yeah. And then let's download it as a JPEG. And then download. I'm going to call it favicon and save. And then we can come back to our website settings and go change image and then upload our new favicon. There we go. So let's click publish. And that's our logo all done. So what we're going to do next is start making some changes to this homepage. So that's already, and then we'll get on to, changing these articles and adding some of our own content. So let's customize the homepage. Let's make it our own. There's a few things we're going to want to change. We're going to want to change this text here and maybe the button, adjust the color. At the moment it links through to one of the categories, but you can link it through to wherever you like. I'm going to change this video because I don't currently have any videos for this website just yet. So until I do, I'm going to change this for a static image. I think I'll find something over on iStock. This bit I'm not going to mess with because it's the latest articles. We'll be adding some content a bit later on. When we do, this will automatically update. We've got a couple more boxes down the bottom that we can adjust, change the image and change the text. So we're going to be doing everything that we need to do within Elementor. So let's click edit with Elementor. The first thing I'm going to change is this headline. So I could just click on it. Then I have this panel over here with everything I need. Then I'm just going to change this. I'm just going to clear this text out and put something in like move things quickly. I should have probably put some thought into this. And easily with the perfect wheelbarrow or trolley. That could probably be better, but I can always change it later when I think of something better. I'm going to bold a couple of words up. To do that, I'm just going to add a little bold tag. And to do that, I add a little pointy bracket with a B in it around the words. And then here, it's a pointy bracket with a B in it, but with a slash to show that it's the end. See, now we've got a bold wheelbarrow. Let's make a bold trolley too. There we go. And then we've got this Latin here that I need to think of something to replace it with. So let's just do a quick edit and some text will magically appear. There we go. There's some text. And yeah, as I say, I may change this later. Put some thought into it. Or I might ask one of my writers to come up with something better. I'm not very good at choosing words or coming up with words, if I'm honest. But, you get the idea. That's how you're going to change your text. And hopefully you've come up with something much better for your niche. So let's take a look at this button. So just giving it a click and you'll quickly pick up Elementor, I'm sure of it. It's really easy. You just literally just click on the things you want to change. You get this panel down the left-hand side with all the options and, just work your way through them. It really is super straightforward and super easy to use. So I'm pretty happy with the button. All I want to do is change the color. I may want to change the text, but I might need to do that later because I'm not quite sure what categories I'm going to have. Probably going to have a buyer's guides, to be fair. So for now, let's just change the colors. So I'm going to go into style. And here are all the colors. So the background color is currently this rather fetching pinky red color. But I'm going to go for green. It's going to be a definite green theme across the site. Got the light green or the dark green. Dark green, I guess, is fine. Text white, perfect. Got some options here in terms of your border. I don't actually want a border, so let's just put that to none. That looks better. Here's the border radius, which is how round the button is. So if you want it like less round, you just like put this down like that. You don't want any roundness at all, you can put it to 0. Yeah, I don't mind the square button. I don't mind the square button. Let's get rid of the rounded corners. And yeah, that's it. That's the button done. So there we go. If we go back to the content, to the bit with the pencil, it's here. We can change the link. Well, I think that's it, all about done. There are some other options in here, and you get these options on all of the elements within Elementor. So you've got things like motion effects, which I don't use. I'm not a big fan of motion effects. You can adjust the background so you can have an image. You can adjust some responsive settings. So say you want to hide it on a mobile or whatever, you can do that in here. You've got some positioning things here. Generally, you're probably not going to need to mess with. Oh, where's that gone? Not going to need to mess with here. So yeah, I'm just going to leave all that as it is because it's fine. So let's click update. You've got to remember to click update after making any changes. That's the left side done. Let's take a look at this video. That's my roof box video on how to make the site, the original tutorial. So if we come up here and right click on the little pencil, click edit video. You can't just right click anywhere. Otherwise it brings up these kind of YouTube things. So yeah, right click on the little pencil, edit video. And if you wanted to change the video, you could just stick a new YouTube link in here if you've got one to hand. As I said, I haven't got a video right now, so I'm just going to remove it. So right click again and click delete. What I am going to do is add an image. So I better go and get one quickly. Let's head over to iStock. I think I've already added a link to the description of this video for iStock, so be sure to go check it out. It is an affiliate link. Of course, you can find loads of free images around the internet. I'll put some links to those as well down there. But let's have a look for wheelbarrows. What we got? That's quite nice. That's good. I want something quite fun, I think. That is practical, not maybe fun. It's quite nice. All these images are good. That's fun. I like that. Although that is an old, battered old wheelbarrow, probably not the kind of thing that I want because, you know, I'm promoting new stuff. Oh, this one here with these two people is quite nice. Maybe we'll go with that. Should we go for that? Let's have a look. Happy senior couple playing with a wheelbarrow in a sunny day. It should be on a sunny day, really, shouldn't it? Anyway, let's download. Let's go for this. I'm going to download the Excel one. I'm going to resize it in a moment. Let's click confirm and then save. Here we go. Let's take a look. Here we go. So I'm going to resize it in Photoshop. You could resize with any bit of software that you happen to have. So I think the best sort of size for that area on the page, the home page, is around 600 by 430-ish. So let's do that. Let's go image size 600 by 299. That's not going to quite be high enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the height first, and then I'm going to crop the width a little bit. Oh, they've gone tiny. Let's go to view and 100%. There we go. I would say that learning some basic graphic skills is really important when it comes to, you know, putting websites together, because you're going to want photos and images on your content and on your pages. So being able to do some basic editing like cropping and resizing is a really useful skill to have. Now, of course, I could probably use Canva, that free tool that I showed you earlier. I'm just kind of comfortable with Photoshop. So let's just crop it. So I'm going to go to image, Canva size, change this to pixels. And let's say the width, I think around 600 is what you want. Yes, fine. There we go. So let's save this. I'm going to knock the quality down a little bit so that the file size is smaller. It's 113 kilobits. Still, or is it bytes? Kilobytes, kilobits, I don't know. Still quite big, but it'll be fine. Obviously, the smaller your image is, the faster your website loads, and a fast website is good. Let's call it wheelbarrow hero home. Something like that. I don't know what that means really. It's kind of a hero image, I guess. Let's go back to the site. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, grab the image widget or element, drop that on, click choose image, go to upload files, select the file. Here it is, open. There we go. Let's click update. Let's take a look at the site. I think that looks all right. So let's close this. Let me just show you the other two elements that we're going to change. So this bit here is the about us text. So I need to come up with some words there. Very easy to change. You just come over here, type away. So I'll do that in a minute. You don't need to see me do that or watch me do that. And then this again is a big panel. There's a few bits to it. There's this heading. So again, you can just click and right click even and go edit heading, or just click on it and it appears over here. Then we've got this, which is a bit of text. Got this, which is a button. We've already looked at buttons. And then this image is part of this section. So if we come up to these 6 little dots and click edit section, and then go to style, the image is here. So I'm going to need to find another image on iStock, probably a nice wheelbarrow image again, and change this. I mean, if you don't want these elements on your page, you might want to lose them. You can just, right click and delete, but I think I'm going to keep them. So let me write some about us text and change this bit. I'll do a quick edit, so you don't need to watch me do all that. And well, yeah, I'll see you in a few moments. Okay, I'm just about done editing the homepage. There's a couple of things I just wanted to mention. I'm still working on this text here. I'm struggling to think of stuff to write. I'm sure I'll fill it out as I work on the site. I'll have some more ideas. But anyway, this section here, so I've been changing the background. Just went in, right click, edit section, and then in style, as I showed you a moment ago, the image. I've also changed this text just by clicking on it and changing it in here. And this text here. However, as you can see, it's quite difficult to read because this image is quite light. I really like the image, but yeah, it's made this white text a little bit difficult to read. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of an overlay over this image. Let me just show you what that is. So yeah, edit section, and then under style, if we scroll down, we've got this background overlay. So you can basically put an image over the top or a color over the top of the background image. So that's what I want to do. So I'm going to come in here, just select black like that. And then scroll down, and here we've got this opacity, which is basically how transparent it is. I'm going to adjust this, and you see the image is getting darker until it goes completely black. So somewhere in between, and it just makes the text stand out a bit clearer. Like that, perfect. So yeah, that's that. I need to change this button. I mean, read beginner's guide's fine. I'm going to take best roof box out of the URL. And of course, if I change anything later when it comes to adding content, I need to come and update this link. And I'm just going to get rid of the rounded corners because I got rid of the rounded corners on the one up the top. Let's keep things consistent. So knock the border radius down to 0. Notice this has got rounded corners as well, actually. Let's get rid of those rounded corners. Let's go edit section. And where would be the rounded corners? Probably in style. Border, maybe? Yeah, get rid of this border radius. There, everything's nice and square. Let's click update and have a look. Click on the little eye to have a look at the changes. Yeah, I will add a bit more later. Looking nice. Hey, what? Did I only square off one of the corners? Oh yeah, I did. Need to link the values together with the chain. There we go. Now we've got 4 square corners. Perfect. So that's good. So I'm happy with the homepage for now. So let's move on. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to get the SEO plugin. SEO is obviously search engine optimization. We're running the Rank Math SEO plugin. And I just want to get that all up and running so that as we add more pages and bits of content, we can optimize them and everything on the way. Now, I've already installed the Rank Math for you onto your site. All you need to do is activate it. So let's do that right now. I'm going to go back to the dashboard and close that tab. Don't need that. And here you'll see Rank Math. Give that a click. You do need to activate, so just click activate. I'm already signed in. You might need to sign in if you don't have a Rank Math account. You can do so with Facebook and things like that. It says, do you want to activate? And yep. So let's start the wizard. Now, before my site was running Yoast SEO, which is why this has come up. And it was also using the redirections plugin. I would recommend that you import this stuff for now. So just go start import. Perfect. Click continue. And what sort of site is it? It's a other business website. Business type. Organization, that's fine. Company name is Wheel Along. That logo is fine. Can set a social share, easy for me to say, social share image if you want. I'm not going to bother for now. Save and continue. Now, I haven't got Google Search Console set up for this site just yet, so I'm going to skip this. We'll do this later. Sitemaps on, include images, yep. All that's fine. Save and continue. And all this is fine too. Save and continue. Then we're ready. Let's return to dashboard. So that's our SEO plugin set up. We are going to be doing a bit more with it as we go forward. But let's just go back to the home page. Go back this way. And let's just double check the SEO on the home page. I'm going to go edit with Elementor again. We should have a new panel now down the left hand side, which will help us with the SEO. Yep, here it is. So let's change it. Basically just want to include some keywords like wheelbarrow and trolley buyer's guides. And then the description and down here. So this gives you a little preview up here of what it's going to look like on Google. And more. That'll do for now. Let's close that. Can add a focus keyword. This becomes more relevant when you're adding content, which we'll get onto later. But I could just add, wheelbarrow, something like that. So once you've added your focus keyword, Rank Math will start to give you a score. This score is per page or per post. My homepage at the moment has got 82 out of 100, which is fine. As long as it's green, you're good. And when it comes to homepage, there's only 2 important elements really. And that is the page title and the meta description, which we've already set within the snippet. This panel already comes into its own when you're adding content, like your articles and your guides and that kind of stuff. Then you are going to want to go through and try and optimize it as much as possible. So as I said, the title is one of the most important. So let's just see what it's given me in terms of advice on the title. Okay, it likes that the focus keyword is used at the beginning. Doesn't contain a positive or negative sentiment, and it doesn't contain a power word. And if you want to find out what those are, you can just click on these links and it will tell you. Let's see if we can add a positive sentiment word. Maybe if I just put something like find the best or get the best. Best barrow for you. Bit too long. Maybe go for wheels. It is a little long. I'm not too worried that it's a little bit long. Let's see if that's fix that problem. Yep. Oh, and the power word. What was the power word then? I didn't even know I added a power word. Let's have a look. Best, I guess. Is that a power word? Must be. Anyway, there we go. I'm not going to obsess too much over it. I'm happy with that. Let's click update. So, as we're working on pages, let me just quickly show you a couple of other pages that you're going to want to look at and make changes to. They are the About Us and the Contact Us, and also the privacy and cookie policy, the terms of service as well. Let me just show you how they work. I'm going to exit to the dashboard. I'm going to visit the site. So the About Us page is this page. It's currently got a video at the top and a lump of text. Now you can, of course, change this with Elementor. Just click Edit with Elementor and come in. You can change this video if you like. Just uses the UAE. Oh, shush. The UAE widget. So you just enter a YouTube link here. If you want to remove it, just come up here, right click and press delete. Then change all this text. Now I really need to write my About Us, don't I? I haven't done it yet. So when I do, I'll copy and paste that into here. There's a couple of links as well, which you're going to want to change, link through to your categories. But you might want to do that once you've added all your content. So that's the About Us. Click Update. View the page. So let's just scroll down. Let me show you these other pages. So the terms of service. Again, just a very simple page. You can get some terms of service if you haven't got any already from this company called Docular. Just do a search for affiliate terms. So it's going to be this one here, the affiliate website terms and conditions. If you've got something like this, you'll be well and truly covered. So generate your document and then you can come and paste it in with Elementor. For the privacy and cookie policy, I use a company called Eubender. I can't remember how you pronounce it. You'll find a link there to a video that will take you through exactly how you need to add your privacy and cookie policy. It is a paid for service, but it's really good and it just makes sure that you're all covered legally. Of course, if you've already got your own privacy and cookie policy, you can just drop it in here. Again, you just edit the page. I don't think this is actually an Elementor page. I think it's just a standard WordPress page. So yeah, you can just paste it straight in. Probably don't need Elementor for these kind of pages because they're so basic. But of course, if you want to use Elementor, just click on the blue button. So that's those pages. Let's just finish this section by talking about this menu across the top. So to change this, you come up here and you go into menus. Got a few different menus. We've got the footer menu, which is the one at the bottom of the page. And then we've got the main menu. So if you come up here and switch it to main menu, click select. Here it is. And these are all the elements. You can drag them around if you want to change the order. If you want to remove something, just click on the little arrow here. Click remove. I'll remove the link to the YouTube because we haven't got YouTube right now. If you want to add something, say a post, a page, or a category, they're all over here. You simply just tick the page, click add to menu, and drag it to where you want it. So that's the menu. And then just press save when you're finished. Let's have a look. Should have removed that YouTube link. There we go. One other thing that you are going to want to change is this widget here. And to change that, in fact, to change any of these widgets, simply come up here, go to widgets. And they're over here on the right hand side. So this is the sidebar, which displays next to posts. And we'll be having a look at that a bit later because we're going to want to add our AdSense. And then here we've got the footer widgets. There are 3 of them. And this is footer 1. So these are the columns of the footer. Maybe if I open the front in another tab, it will be clearer. So footer 1, footer 2, footer 3. If you added a footer 4, that would appear over here and these would get a little bit narrower. To edit the text, you just click on the little arrow. Here it is. And you're probably just going to want to change this bit, which is where you put your website name. So wheelalong.com is a participant, blah, 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 blah. You do need this message. It's very important. So let's press save. So there we go. That's all done. Let's just have a look. Very good. So let's also just have a look at the Contact Us page. It's a very simple page made with Elementor. If you want to change it, just click Edit with Elementor. It uses the Elementor form widget to send the messages. So you are going to want to come in and adjust this. So click on the pencil, Edit Form. That was a right click, by the way. You've got your fields here. You can change them if you like. Very easy, you know, drag them around. Change the label, change placeholder. This is probably enough information for most sites, but you might want to add a phone number or whatever. You can just click Add Item to add another field. It's got all sorts of different fields available to you. And you are going to want to change this bit here, because in here is where you set the email address that the form sends messages to. So you want to put your own email address in there. Otherwise, I'm going to end up getting all of your form messages, which will be quite annoying, actually. So yeah, do come in and change this email address. And when you're done, click Update. Okay, so now I'm going to go and get the privacy and cookie policy set up for this site. I'm also going to add the terms of service from Docular. Thinking about it, I think that IUBender might also offer a terms of service thing, but I don't think it's as good. Anyway. And yeah, I'm going to add the privacy and cookie policy and the terms of service. You don't need to watch me do that, so let's just do a quick edit. Okay, so that's all done. I've also added this cookie banner message thing, which you need if you're getting any traffic from the EU. It's really easy to do, again, with the IUBender service. I've got a video on how to do it. You'll find a link in the description, and I'll put a link up in the card if I can. If we scroll down, you can see here is the policy in all its glory. Again, you'll find videos on exactly how I did this and the cookie banner in the description. So let's move on. The next part of the video, we're going to be adding the content that I got written earlier. I'm going to show you how to add the articles. We're going to be just editing these existing templates that we've got here. So let's do that now. Okay, so before we add content to our website, which we're going to do in a few moments, you're going to want to make sure that you're signed up as an affiliate with whoever you're going to be promoting. And in this example, I'm going to be showing you how to promote Amazon. It's a good place to start, so I recommend that you get signed up. To sign up for Amazon, head over to the Amazon that you want to promote. So maybe it's amazon.com, maybe it's amazon.co.uk, maybe it's amazon.de. There's loads of Amazons out there, so head to the one that you want to promote and scroll right down to the bottom of the site. And then there's this link here that says Become an Affiliate. Give that a click. It will take you to a page that looks like this. Then you need to click Sign Up. They're then going to ask you to sign in with your Amazon account, so do that. I'm sure you've got an Amazon account. If not, you're going to need to sign up for one, but I'm sure you've done some shopping on Amazon before. First bit is they're going to ask you about, your basic information, your name, address, phone number, and all that kind of stuff. So fill all that in, then click Next. On the next page, you're going to ask for your website and wherever you're going to be promoting it. So I'm just going to add like that. Then click Next. Let's ask you if they're targeted at children under 13. Next is your profile. So this is going to be the tracking ID. It doesn't really matter, but you can put something in there that means something to you. This is like the little tag that they use to track all your links. Write a little bit about what your website's about, buyer's guides, etc., around whatever niche you're in. Here again, we need to just select some topics that best describe our website. So it's going to be based on the niche that you've chosen. For this one, it would be, what on earth would it be? It would be outdoors, maybe? I don't see anything else that kind of would fit. You can have a secondary topic as well. Maybe something like other, nice and vague. Or you can add as many topics as you like. 2's probably fine. Here you need to tick whichever products you're going to be promoting. You'll have a rough idea, again, based on your niche. So for me, it would be tools, auto, and industrial, I'd imagine. Home and garden, sports, outdoors, any of those, all good. Probably tick as many as you can, possibly deem to be relevant to your niche. And then we're going to select what type our website is. So it's going to be a content or niche website, possibly a blog. That looks good. Moving on, we've then got to decide how we're going to be driving traffic to our website. And well, I can tell you how you're going to be driving traffic. You're going to be using SEO. If you think you're going to be using something else, then obviously tick it. But generally, the traffic that I get to my sites is all from SEO, which is basically from Google. Next is, how do you utilize your websites and apps to generate income? Well, you might want to put Google Adsense because, something that you can add to your site a bit later. And then obviously Amazon. I don't know why it says Amazon Associates is the only way I monetize my site when you've got 2 options. But yeah, it's Amazon Associates generally, isn't it? You're not going to be promoting anyone else. Of course, if you are, then select it. How do you usually build links? It's talking about adding affiliate links to your content. So it's blog editor, WordPress, whatever, typepad. How many unique visitors? Less than 500 because the site's brand new. What's my primary reason? To get rich content. Of course, you never say to monetize. And then finally it says, how did you hear about us? And it's word of mouth because I told you about them. But I think you can put whatever you like there. Next, enter this captcha and tick that you agree. And then click finish down here. I'm not going to click finish because I've already signed up, and I think it's going to mess everything up if I try and sign up again. So I'm not going to do that right now. So let's go to the affiliate dashboard. You get access to this as soon as you've signed up. Here we are. Here's the dashboard. This tells you all your earnings and all that kind of cool stuff. So you'll be given access to everything you need straight away in terms of generating links, which we'll be doing in a minute when we're adding our content. Basically, you get this bar across the top of Amazon. So whenever you want to promote something like this wonderful protective face piece, you've got this bar across the top so you can generate a link by clicking on text. And then click on full link. Always click on full link. It's just going to make life easier in the future if you need to change any of the links. And then you've got this link here that you can copy and paste into your website, which we will be doing in a minute. But before that, let me just quickly show you a couple of other things within here. So you get access to everything. Start adding the links to your website, which we'll be doing in a moment. And then when you start to get a few sales, which hopefully won't take too long, then Amazon will come over and have a look at your site and check that it's all okay, and then let you know if you've been approved for the program. Now, if for whatever reason you don't get approved, don't panic. Simply take on board whatever they say, make some adjustments to the site, and then reapply again. You can just keep replying. All of the best affiliates that I know got rejected at some point, so don't worry too much. If you're going to be running multiple websites, which I do, then if you come up here, you've got this thing that says Manage Tracking IDs. Give that a click. And then in here, you can create as many tracking IDs as you'd like. I suggest you create one for each of the websites that you're running. Just fill in the box, type in something that you'll be able to recognize and that links back to whatever your site's about. One other thing to note is if you are adding more websites and thinking of promoting Amazon across multiple websites, just make sure that you list all of those websites within your account. You can do that under Account Settings. Edit your website and mobile app list. So just make sure that you've got all your sites in here. So I've got my free here. I've already added Wheel Along, which is the one we're obviously creating right now. You just enter the URL and click Add. So that's about it when it comes to signing up as an Amazon associate or an Amazon affiliate, however you like to say it. One other thing I will say is don't be tempted when you've signed up to test your links, to think, okay, I'm going to add a link to something and then I'm going to click through, then I'm going to buy it to see if I get commission or whatever. That's a quick way to get kicked out of the program, because you're not allowed to use these affiliate links for any of your own purchasing, and you're also not allowed to use them for friends, family, business associates, anyone that might actually know you in real life. So yeah, don't be tempted to like give a link to your mum or whatever and say, "Oh, click through this and buy something from Amazon." Don't do that. Amazon know. I don't know whether it's all the Alexas they've got all around the world or whatever, but they know who your mum is and they know who your brother is and they know who your friends are. So just don't do it, because it's weird. I've heard of Amazon associates who have given a link to some like random friend of theirs, and Amazon still figured out that they were connected and they got kicked out of the program. So don't test your links. Just put them on your site and then just wait for some real sales to happen. Anyway, let's get on and add some content. So in this part of the video, I'm going to be adding my content to the website. This is the content that I researched earlier in the video and had written by a company called Texton. I've got it here in this Word document. It's ready to be copy and pasted into the website. It has got some links to Amazon in it, and we're going to be updating them with our affiliate links. Now, as I explained earlier, content is really, really important. It's going to be the main way that your website gets traffic, because each one of these articles is hopefully going to get indexed by Google and come up for different keywords and bring traffic to the site. So when it comes to maintaining a site and working on your site on a regular basis, the number one job is to keep creating and adding content. If you keep doing that and keep your website nice and fresh with new content, new relevant high quality content, you will see your traffic grow, and in turn you'll see your revenue grow. So as I said, I've got the article in Word here ready to go. In fact, I've got 4 articles. I'm just going to show you how to add this first one, and then I'll do the rest myself. You don't need to watch me add 4 articles. I'll just show you how to add this first one. Now, before I get started, I like to get all my images ready to go. So I've got featured images, and then I've got some kind of more general images that I'm going to drop within the article at certain places. Not quite sure where yet. Now, when it comes to getting images, you've got a few options. You have, of course, got iStock, which I showed you earlier. I love iStock. Let me just bring it up. You do need a subscription, or you do need to pay for each image individually. I find the subscription works really well. And, you know, there is loads of images to choose from. And you know that if you use these images, then you're licensed, then you're not going to get into trouble. Which kind of leads me on to the next bit. I have got a few other images, let me just show you, that I've taken from around the web. This one and this one. They're not from iStock. And the way I found them is I went over to Google and I did a search for wheelbarrow or whatever. Went into images. And then to make sure that I'm not breaching any licenses, I went to tools, usage rights, and labeled for reuse. So I should be okay to use these images. So that's a little tip there in terms of finding images. There are other free stock image sites available, like Pixabay is a good one. These are free. Let's see what the wheelbarrows are like on here. Not bad. Not sure if I could use any of them. Maybe that one. Ooh, I like the exploding wheelbarrow. Might be able to do something with that. Anyway, yeah, check out Pixabay. It's a good place to find free, royalty-free images. So yeah, I've got my images. They're ready to go. I've got these 5 here. I've got my featured images in here. So the featured image is the main image of the post. So it's like this one that's going to appear at the top, and it's also the image that appears in the sidebar down there and across here. That's called the featured image. The size of that image should be 1050 pixels by 501 pixels. Or thereabouts. That's the size that I use. I think they look good at that size. I make sure that all the featured images are the same size, so there's some consistency across the site. You will of course find all the information that you need for images in the description and also on the blog post over on wpeagle.com. One last image that I've created is the Pinterest pin, which is going to go here. Let me show you what that looks like. Here we go. So these are good because they make your posts look really nice for a start, but people can then pin them to Pinterest boards. I make a habit of pinning all my stuff to my own pin boards. I think it's good in terms of generating links and possibly driving a little bit of traffic. Now I create this Pinterest graphic using a free piece of software called Canva. I've done a video on how I did that. Well, actually it's part of a larger video, but I'll put a link in the description to the exact point you need in that video where I talk about creating these pins and adding them to content. I'm not going to go into all that in this video because I want to keep this video fairly short-ish. So yeah, I've done a video on creating Pinterest graphics. With Canva, it's really, really easy. You just use the template, drop in your text, grab an image. And in fact, with Canva Pro, you get some free stock imagery anyway, although you can, create a graphic using the free one anyway. So that's the Pinterest graphic. We've got everything we need. So let's get on and put this post together. I'm going to change this one to start with, this template here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Edit Post rather than Edit with Elementor. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to change the title and the URL first. So here we are in the default WordPress editors. Let's change this title first. Get that out. Let's go into Word. Let's grab this. What should you look for in a wheelbarrow? There we go. And then I'm going to change the permalink, which is the URL, to be the same. The other thing I'm going to check is the categories. Got my two categories. Of course, you can change these if you like to be whatever you like. You can do it in the WordPress backend under posts and categories. These are fine for me though. I'm going to switch it to beginner's guides though. Then I'm going to click update. Right, now that's done, I am going to go into Elementor now. So let's click edit with Elementor. And here we are, we're in Elementor. So let's change this featured image first. I'm going to go to the little cog for the settings. Here's the image, going to click choose image, going to upload from my computer. It's in here, featured images. What should you look for in a wheelbarrow? I like to name my images basically the same as whatever the article's about. I think it's good for SEO. So let's insert that. That hasn't updated. Let's click update to force it to update. Okay, let's refresh the page. I want to see my new image. Ah, there we go. Perfect. And then this is added automatically. It's part of the global template. It's very important to have that for FCC guidelines and compliance and all that stuff. So let's start adding some text. That's the first bit. I can get rid of all of this Latin, so I'm just going to click on this text area. In fact, I'm just going to select all in that box. I did that by pressing Control A or Command A on a Mac. I'm going to clear all that out. And then I'm going to paste in my text. I think it needs a little space here, so we can just do all the work we need to do over on this left-hand side. I think that'll look nice, bold. I'm also going to add my Pinterest graphic. So to do that, I'm going to come to the very top of the text, put my cursor here. I'm going to go to Add Media. I'm going to upload, select files, find my Pinterest graphic, which is in here. Drop that in. I'm going to set it to right alignment down here and then insert into post. Oh, it's way too big. That's fine. Come over here again, click on the image on this left panel, click on the pencil. Where it says size, I'm going to go for a custom size and I'm going to go for around think 250. See what that looks like. That looks better. But ideally, I think I'd want it a similar height to the text. So let's make it a little bit smaller. Maybe 210. That's okay. In fact, I think I need a little space in this text. Let's drop this down. There we go. So that's that top bit. What we got next? We've got basic types of wheelbarrows. That's a heading. So let's get a heading from over here. I'm going to click on the little square thingy up here. Get heading. Drop it in. Come over here, paste in the text. There's our heading. Then we're going to need a text box. So let's grab the text editor, drop that there. Let's come back into Word. Let's scoop all this up. Copy. Paste it in. Now, I'm not sure about these bullet points. I think I'm going to reformat it slightly and have some kind of subheadings. I think that actually might work better. Now I'm thinking about it. So let's just delete this out. Let's add some little headings. So back here, let's get a heading. I'm going to make these a H3. I'm dropping that first heading, which was electric wheelbarrows. Of course, you can format your content however you like. Let's get rid of that bullet point. We can add a link here, so let's check out that link. Where's that going to? Let's get the affiliate link by coming up to the site stripe, clicking on text, making sure that we're on the right tracking ID, which is my wheelbarrow one. Click get link. I'm going to go for full link. I recommend you do the same. It's a lot easier to change the links if you need to going forward. Say, for example, you sell your website or whatever, and you need to change the IDs to the purchaser's IDs, or if you want to change your IDs, it's easier if you use the full link. In fact, well, it's impossible if you use that link. So yeah, make sure you use the full links. So I'm going to copy that to my clipboard, go back to the site, drop that into the link there. For link options, I'm going to have it open in a new window and add a nofollow to it. Okay, now what I might do is add another link towards the bottom to the electric wheelbarrows because it's not obvious that that is a link. I'll show you what I mean by that in a moment. So let's add the rest of the text for electric wheelbarrows. I've copied it to my clipboard. Let's get a text editor widget. Paste it in. And it's here I'm going to add the link. So view electric wheelbarrows on Amazon. I don't know if I need that capital, do I? Probably not. There we go. Now let's make it a link. Just highlight it here. Click on the little chain for inserting links. I've already got it in my clipboard. It's the affiliate link. So paste that in. I'm going to go to the options. I'm going to add link in a new tab and add relationship nofollow. Perfect. So there we go. We've got our links, got our text. Let's add the next one. So I want a similar size heading, so I could just duplicate this. Right click on the pencil, select duplicate, drag that down to here. What's the next one? Hybrid modern wheelbarrows. Paste it in. Let's get the link. So let's get the link. Make sure we're on the right tracking thing. There we go. Copy to clipboard. Paste it in here. It should have remembered my options, which it has. Perfect. Then let's get the text editor. There we go. Let's scoop up the rest of the text. Put our link at the bottom. Few electric wheel. Oh no, what am I doing? Not electric, hybrid. Let's add the affiliate link. I think I need to go and copy it again because I copied that text. Copy to clipboard. Then come in here, highlight the text, click on the chain, paste it in. Link options, new tab, no follow. There we go. So I've got one more left to add. Let me just quickly do that. I'll speed up time. So there we go. We've got our intro text. We've got our first free kind of descriptions about the product types. While I was adding that bit of text, I was thinking that maybe I might have overdone the affiliate links. I guess you don't want to have too many affiliate links. It might not look good in Google's eyes. So I'm thinking that these heading links, we probably don't need them. Probably don't need them because we've got the link here. So I think I might just take them out. Now, I do like to keep things in my videos. If I change my mind, if I make a mistake or whatever, then I'll probably just keep it in so that you can see how I work. And it's going to be how you work on your sites. You're going to do stuff and you're going to think, should I have done that? Maybe I'll do it differently. Just the way it works. And, you know, I'll try and keep as much of that in the video so that you can kind of see that it's just normal. It's normal to change your mind. It's normal to make mistakes. And that's just how it is. So what we got next? We've got another little paragraph text. So let's drop that in. We'll probably just stick it into this text editor widget. Just paste it in. There we go. Got some more text that's in a very similar sort of format to this. It's, you know, a heading and then some subheadings. So I'll just add that now. Again, I'll speed up time. It's exactly the same process as this, so you don't need to watch me for 10 minutes do that. So yeah, through the magic of video editing, let's fast forward time. Okay, that's all added. Here it is, looking good. I'm just going to click update in case anything happens. Make sure it's all saved. So the next part of the document, we get into the products. So I think it's a good time now to do this product table. So this table is based on my Roofbox website, which was the first affiliate website that I did using this kind of layout. So I'm going to make some changes to this table, but it's going to be similar in terms of the information, I think. So let's have a look at one of these products and see what information we need to include. I'm thinking we should probably base the table on some of the stuff that we've said previously. So we've mentioned handles, tires, weight limit, material, volume. So let's go with that, shall we? That sounds good. So to edit this table, there's a pencil here. Right click, go edit table. This is the header kind of stuff here. Then we've got the table content stuff here. So let's do the header first. You can ignore that row. That basically just says it's a row. Then we've got a cell, which is this blank one here. Then we've got another cell, which is the one that says volume. So that's the one we're going to change. So I'm just going to click it, left click over here. And change the text. And yeah, I think we'll go for cargo volume. I could have probably left it at volume, couldn't I? But I'm just going to copy that and I'm going to have to come back in. I think I'll maybe copy and paste it from the Word document. That might be easier. So it's this cell here. Cargo volume. What's the next one? Load tub material. That's quite a lot of words. Let's see how that looks. It might be all right. Let's get rid of that bullet point now. Very nice. Next one is going to be weight limit. Now, of course, your tables will be whatever you want them to be based on the products and things that you're talking about. Weight limit. There we go. Tires. Like that. And then this last column that says rating, I'm going to get rid of that. Amazon have started to be a little bit funny about ratings, especially if they look a bit like the Amazon ratings. You're basically not allowed to share Amazon ratings on your site. So I don't want any confusion, so we'll get rid of rating. Okay, so that's the headings done. Let's add some products. So I'm going to come into table content. So we've got a row, it's this row here. Every time this row appears, it basically creates a new row. Then we've got this cell with the name of the product, an image, and a link. So in here we've got the product name and we've got an image. Now the way I've done this image is probably a little bit naughty in terms of Amazon's terms of service. They don't like you linking images through to them that aren't via the site stripe. So let's try and convert it so that it's compliant. I don't want anyone to get in trouble with Amazon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this image. I've gone to icon image, I'm going to click on the bin. Let's put the right name in for the product. It's this product here, isn't it? It's a Crazy Gadget Wheelbarrow. Let's just go for Crazy Gadget Wheelbarrow. That's far too long for the table. So I'm just going to copy that, put that in here. Let's update the link with the text link. So up here, make sure we've got the right tracking ID, get link, full link, and copy it. Paste it in here. Make sure we got it set to the right things, which we have. So there's that. We just need to get the image in now. So let's try a site stripe image. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go back to Amazon. I'm going to select image. I'm going to go for small. Then I'm going to copy this code down here. Come back to the website and I'm going to paste it in underneath this text like that. Okay, that's I mean, the image quality is not very good. That's why I like to use my own images, but I say it is a little bit naughty to do that. If you want to do it, it's up to you, but I'd say Amazon aren't happy with it. I've done it for ages. No one's ever said anything, so I don't know. Now, I would like to make this image centered. So to do that, you need to, well, let's add a little bit of HTML. I'll put the HTML you need on the WP Eagle post. So you'll find that link in the description. Of course, you've probably already seen it because that's where you sign up to get the email. That post there, you'll find the code you need. I've got it in my clipboard. It's basically this, which is P style equals text line center. And it makes the image nice and center. You do need to scroll down to the bottom though and add a closing P. So that's like a little square bracket, a slash, a P, and another triangle thing, whatever that is, you know, the pointy brackets. I know that looked a little bit complicated, but that's the best way to do it if you're going to use the site stripe images. So you just before the code that you pasted in, you add this P style equals text line center, which I say you can copy and paste from wpeagle.com. Then at the end of the code, you need to add that little P closing tag. Anyway, so that's the image and the title of the product. Let's move on. What's the cargo volume? Let's have a look. 65 litre. Perfect. The load tub material, what's that? Galvanized steel. Perfect. Put that in here. The weight limit, what's the weight limit? 60 kilograms. Drop that in there. Tires are pneumatic, I think. Yeah. Let's copy that. Only because I can't spell pneumatic. There we go. And then the handles are plastic grips. Now this with the stars has got an image, so you're just going to want to remove that. Make that a capital P. There we go. So that's the first product added. Let me close all these tabs across the top. It's getting a bit messy. And let me also do a video edit and I'll add the rest of these products. Okay, so I've got the table all done. Got the products on there looking good. I should probably say that this little element here is for mobile sites. Problem with tables is they don't always look that good on mobile devices. So You can swipe this table, and I just wanted to put this above it so that it's clear. This only shows on a mobile device, and you can actually check what the site looks like with a mobile. Come down here to the responsive section, click mobile, and there we go. You get that little finger thing at the top, and then people can swipe the table across. So let's finish off this article. It's nearly done. Oh. We need to update this box. So basically just need to pick a couple of products. The largest in terms of capacity is the little trolley thing here. So I'm going to put that here. And the best overall is probably going to be the crazy gadget one, because it's in stock and it's one of the cheapest. And looking at the reviews, it's done pretty well. So let's do that now. Let's update this little box. So the best, it's not the Ford Explorer SUV roof box, it's the best wheelbarrow. And then the best overall is here. Now it looks a little bit codey, that's because it is. Let me make this box a bit bigger. So what we need to do is change this bit of text here. You see that? That's the name, the Sport Rack Horizon Cargo. I don't want to mess with the rest of this code really, because it adds the nice little icons and stuff. There's no other real easy way to do this, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. So let's put the name in there. What was it? The old crazy gadget wheelbarrow. I can just type that in. I don't know if we need the registered trademark thing. Probably not. Crazy gadget wheelbarrow. Like that. You can see that's changed. I do need the Amazon affiliate link, which I've got in my table here, so I'm going to just copy it out of there. It's in here. Just copy that link. Of course, you can get it from Amazon if that's easier. Let's come back in here. Let's make this box a bit bigger. So I'm going to replace this link, which is the old affiliate link to my roof box. It's between these two speech marks, all of this. So we can take that out and then paste in the new one. That's that done. And then best for large capacity is going to be the Wido, I don't know how you say that. The Wido 100 litre green four wheel thing, whatever it is. So I can copy that from there, or we can just jump back into my Word document. I've got it here. The Wido 4-wheel barrow cart. So back here, I'm already here actually. Find the right spot, it's just here. Like that, and then we need the link. Let's get it from Amazon this time. Let's get the site stripe link from up here. Remember, always use the full link. Copy, back to Elementor. Find the link which is between the speech marks here. It goes all the way down to here. Make sure I've highlighted all of it like that. Paste it in. There we go. That's that little box done. Let's click update. So to finish off, let's move that over a bit. I've got all my products to add down here, which is basically just a little bit of copying and pasting. I've added this little bit of text actually, which I didn't mention, and the heading just before the table. So we've got this little bit of text, and then I've dropped the table in, so the table is kind of in this space here. And then we're going to move into the products in detail. So I'll do the first product, just show you how I'm going to do that. I'm also going to finish the article off with a couple more images up the top, because it's quite wordy up here. So I've got a couple of images that I'm going to drop in. In fact, we could do that now. I've got an electric wheelbarrow one. So I'm just going to come up into the text box, go add media, upload file. Then I'm going to find the file on my computer. Here we go, electric wheelbarrow. That's cool, isn't it? There we go. Now that's far too big. So come over here, click on the little pencil. I clicked on the image first, by the way. We're going to go for medium. And we're going to align right. There we go. Let's add another image here. I've got a hybrid one. Again, find it on my computer. If you remember, I got all these images ready earlier. Makes it a lot easier than hunting around for images while you're editing. Again, it's big. Click on the image, click on the pencil. We'll go for medium again. Right hand side. Looking good. Last is this hill use, heavy duty thing, whatever. There we go. You can also adjust the size here rather than going into the pencil. Streamline the workflow, why not? There we go. So that's nice. So let's add this product down here. I mean, I could add more images here of like tires and the load tub, whatever, you know. I think the more images, the better. But for this example, let's just crack on. So the first product we've got is the Crazy Garage, the Crazy Gadget. So let's drop that in there. Let's go into this text. I'm just going to take all this text out, so I'm just going to highlight the whole lot. I did a Command A there on my Mac. It could be Control A on a PC. Delete all that. I'm going to find a video in a second on YouTube to put in here. But let's copy this, paste in. Copy this, paste in. Copy this text in. I can't talk. There we go. I'm going to add a little button as well to Amazon in a moment. First, let's add the site stripe image. So let's head over to Amazon. I'm just going to do that by clicking on this. Let's get the image. Let's get the large. Let's copy the code into the clipboard. I'm going to switch to text mode because when you're copying code in, it's a good idea to switch to text mode. Paste that in. There's the image. I'm then going to go back to the visual editor. Select the image and align to the right. Perfect. This text is a little bit heavy, needs a bit of spacing. So I'm just going to drop a paragraph there. Then this last line is good too. This bit, let's put that there like that. That looks better, doesn't it? So that's the text all done. Let's find a video. I said I was going to drop a button in, but actually there's already a button here. We'll just change that. So let's see if we can find a YouTube video on the Crazy Gadget wheelbarrow. So I'm going to pop YouTube up. Search for crazy. I think I've got it in my clipboard. Nope, I haven't. Crazy Gadget wheelbarrow. Well, I can't see a video. Let's just get a little bit more information. I don't know. Maybe there isn't any videos like this. I need to do one. Nope, there is no videos on the Crazy Gadget. So, oh well, we'll just have to take it out. So I can just right click and delete. I'm hoping there's some videos for the other products. What other products we've got here? Let's have a look while we're here. The Walsall Heavy Duty. For the next product we're going to add. Ah, there we go. There it is. Look. This one looks good. Doesn't it? It looks kind of authentic. I'd rather stay away from these kind of screw fix, and these are big shops. Tool stop. Let's go for this one. It looks proper. Yeah, I like the amateur. It's all 5 dislikes. Never mind, poor old guy. But anyway, let's add this to the site. I want to just show you as an example how to add the YouTube video. So all you need to do is get the link. So just go to share, copy this link, come back to Elementor and click on the YouTube, even right click on the YouTube widget. You see you've got this link here, just paste it in. There we go. So that's the video for that one. No video for the top one, never mind. So to update this button, it's straightforward. You just want to change the text, which is here. So check the latest price on the, just delete that, on the crazy gadget wheelbarrow. Get your link from Amazon. You know, on the text, get full link, copy the link into your clipboard, come back to the button and paste it in here. It's already set to open a new window and add the nofollow. So that's the first product. Shame there was no video, never mind. Here's the second one. I'll just quickly show you this one. So this is the wall saw heavy duty, of course. Pop that in the top there. You could add the affiliate link here as well, but I don't want to overdo the affiliate links. Let's get rid of all this text. Let's come to our Word document and copy that chunk of text. Let's get the site stripe image. So come up here, go to image, large, let's copy the code. Switch to the text editor, paste it in, switch back to the visual editor, click on the image, write a line. I think I want to add a little space in here. Like that, perfect. We've already got the video. And let's just do the button. Check the latest price on the... Let's copy and paste the name, I'm being lazy. And then we'll get our affiliate link, come to text, full link, copy the link and paste it in here. That's 2 products done. Let me finish off the rest and then I think we're pretty much done. So let me do a quick edit. Okay, all the products are added and looking good. Didn't all have videos on YouTube, but never mind. A few of them did. So I've only got 4 products. I don't need this product number 5 template. So just get rid of the whole section by clicking on the little cross like that. And also got this little box, which is useful if you need to, you know, make people aware of something or whatever. I can't actually see a use for it on this particular post, so I'm going to get rid of that as well. Let's update and let's take a look at the finished article. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and click View Page. So the table of contents has populated itself nicely, looking good. The affiliate disclosure obviously automatically inserted. Pinterest graphic looks nice. All these images look really good. All that's good. There's the in a hurry box. There's our table looking really nice. And then the products with a few videos as well. So that's that article added. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do another little quick edit in the video and I'm going to add the rest of the articles I've got. I've got another 3 articles to add. So let me get them added, fill out the site a little bit. One other quick thing, once you've made changes to all of the article templates that I provided you with, you are of course going to want to add more content because 6 articles is not going to be enough. I find the easiest way to do that is to make a copy of an existing article and then just, you know, change the images, change the text and work through it that way. Kind of similar to what we've been doing. The easiest way to make a copy of an article is simply browse to the article that you want to copy. And then up the top here, there is a copy to a new draft button. Click that. It'll take you to the edit screen. Give it a new name. Give it a new URL. Make sure you put it in the right category. Add a tag if you want to. And then click either Save Draft or Publish. It's really up to you how you like to work. And then obviously just click Edit with Elementor. And off you go. So here we go. We've got an exact copy. Well, I should say actually, if you want any articles to appear down here in the popular articles section, It's very easy to do. You just need to add a tag. The easiest way to do that is just to edit your post. And you've got tags down here on the right hand side. Add the tag popular. There it is. It popped up automatically. Click update. Now let's take a look. Now it's not there because it won't show the article you're looking at down here, if that makes sense. But if we look at this article, there it is, you see. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, let me add the other 3 articles just to fill out the site a little bit. I'll delete the articles that I don't need because there's 6 templates on here, but I only need the 4, so I'll delete them. Again, very easy to delete an article. You just come in, go to edit post, and click move to trash. Doesn't delete it permanently, it puts it in here in the trash can, so you can restore it if you need to. So yeah, I'll add those other 4 articles, and then there's just a few finishing touches and stuff to do to the site. We need to hook up to Google Analytics. We need to submit to the Google Webmaster console. We need to add some AdSense code here. So I'll show you how to sign up for AdSense and get that code. And then the site's pretty much ready to launch. I think it's looking really nice. I'm really pleased with it. And yeah, I should probably, fill out these pages as well with something that's not Latin. So yeah, let me go away and do that. I'll add the articles and maybe add some other bits of text to these pages, and then we'll get on to the finishing touches before launch. So I've added the rest of the articles. I've only added 3 actually in total. I think that's fine. I've added some text to the About Us page, just some simple stuff and a picture of me next to a wheelbarrow. I'll obviously add to this as we go along. So the site is basically ready to launch. There's a few little things that we need to do, as I just mentioned. So the first thing is I'm going to turn off maintenance mode because the site is presentable now. It's ready for the world. I'm not worried if someone comes to take a look. I'm not worried if Google come and take a look. So I'm going to come up here and go to maintenance mode and click disabled and then save all changes. You really need to do this before we do the next bit, which is setting up AdSense and analytics, just so that Google can come and take a look at your site, because they're going to need to for AdSense and for analytics as well. It's useful. So let's do those things now. Let's do Google Analytics first. So you need to head over to Google Analytics. You can just do a search for Google Analytics. First one that comes up. Then you need to sign up if you're not done so already. I'm already signed up. And it's brought me into like the analytics page. I'm looking at Best Roof Box here, which is one of my other affiliate marketing websites. So if you've already got an account, you'll come into something like this. If you haven't, then you'll get straight into a wizard that looks just like this. Let me just click Create Property, which is what you'll need to do if you've already got an account. And the wizard that you'll see when you sign up, I think, will be basically the same as this. So you want to set up a web property, click Continue. You want to give it a name. So mine is Wheel Along. Put the website URL in, which is HTTPS. I don't have the www. I'm just going to copy and paste them. I'm so lazy. That's that one. Industry category. Well, it's kind of, what should we go for? I mean, I think other. I always go for other. Keep it vague. Time zone. That's fine. I'm actually on summertime right now, so do that. And that's it created. Now, we need to add this bit of code. There's a couple of ways we can do that. I'm going to use a plugin because it makes it kind of easy. And the plugin I'm going to use is called Monster Insights. It's free. Go back to my WordPress dashboard, go to plugins and then add new. Come up here, do a search for Monster Insights. It's this one here, click install now. Then activate. And there we go, it's activated. It's going to try and sell me Monster Insights Pro, don't really need that. So this link across here says we highly recommend authenticating with Monster Insights. So Let's do that. We come down here, go to Insights and then Settings. Then click Connect. So you need to be logged in to Google and all that stuff. Then Allow. You have this drop down here where you need to select the correct site. It's already chosen the right one for me, so I'm going to click Complete Connection. And then we're done. We can check that it's working if we log out of our website, because it doesn't track logged in users. So let's just go to the home page, logged out, then go to our analytics. Come to the report section down here, go to real time, go to overview, and we should see that there is one visitor on the site. It says 0. Hang on, let me just click about. Let's go into beginner's guides. Oh, there we go. One user on the site, beginner's guides. It must be me. Doesn't know where I am though, but yeah, that's tracking because yeah, it's detected that I'm on it. So analytics is working perfectly. So now as visitors come to your site, analytics will start collecting data, and you've got a whole load of great reports in here that will tell you where they're coming from, how long they spend on the site, and loads of good stuff. I've got some videos on analytics on the channel, so do check them out. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up Webmaster Console. So this is a great way of telling Google all about your website and making sure that it's being indexed correctly and all that kind of stuff, because the majority of your traffic is going to be coming from organic search, so it's key that we get this working correctly. So I'm going to type in Webmaster Console into Google. It's the first one that comes up. It's this one here. I'm going to click Sign In. So I'm going to sign in with my Google account. And I'm in. I mean, I've already got some sites on here. So this is Best Roof Box again. If you haven't got any sites, you'll be prompted to add one. And it will look something like this. I'm going to go down here to add property, which you'll have to do if you've already got an account. I'm going to go for URL prefix because I find it easier to set up than this domain one. I'm going to enter the URL, which is, of course, well, let me just copy and paste. Oh, I've just noticed that my category up there says roof box, so we'll have to tweak that in a second. Oh, God. We'll do that in a second. Let me just copy this URL. Always notice these things after I've launched, never mind. I like to keep these little mistakes in. I think it's helpful. So there we go. We need to verify ownership. Now, because we've already got analytics set up, we can do, or use, I should say, use the analytics as our verification method. Oh, can't talk. Let's click verify. So be sure you've done your analytics. Oh, it says it couldn't find any Google Analytics tracking codes on the index page of your site. We just added it. Let me see what's going on. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to log back into the site. Could be a cache problem. Let me just delete the cache. So the cache is a stored copy of your website to make things run faster. But if you've added bits of code and stuff, they may not be on the cached version. So let's try this again. Google Analytics, verify. Yay! So it's worked that time. Perfect. Let's go to property. So this is going to start collecting some data over the next day or so. But let's submit a sitemap. So a sitemap is like a document that shows or tells Google all the pages and basically all the content and everything you've got on your site. Now the SEO plugin that you've got installed, Rank Math, generates a sitemap for you. So let's go and get it. I'm going to go into the dashboard, go to Rank Math and then Sitemap settings. Generally, all this will be fine. It's going to include your posts and your pages, media. Don't really need media, so I'm not going to include that. And categories and not tags. It's all good. Go back to general. It says you can find your sitemap here. So let's give that a click. Here it is. This is what Google wants. Let's copy this. this URL, and go back and paste it into here and click submit. It says success, so that's that bit done. So let's quickly just change that roof box reference that I just noticed. It was on here, wasn't it, on the categories? So let's go edit category. Also need to change this text. Okay, it's in my rank math settings here. Let's just get rid of that. Let's change this to wheelbarrow beginner's guides. Perfect. I'm going to get rid of the description for now. I'll add that later. So you'll need to just double check yours hasn't got any roof box references. Change this text as well. New to wheelbarrows. Guides will help you get started. Of course, you'd add something far more creative and interesting than that. I just want to get it done. So we got a little bit distracted there, but never mind. Perfect. So we've done analytics. We've done the sitemap. Let's add our AdSense. So I wouldn't recommend that you add your AdSense until you've got a little bit of content and your site looks like it's kind of finished and ready. Otherwise, Google will reject you. Close these tabs, keep it tidy. Open a new clean tab and just do a search for AdSense. Now, I'm already signed up for AdSense. You will need to get started if you haven't done so already. I'm just going to sign in with my Google account. Here we are. I've got all my stats from all my sites and all that kind of stuff. Let's go to sites. Now, if you've got a new account, it will prompt you to add a site. If you've got an existing account, you need to come into sites and click add site. Put the URL in. Oh, it's not that. I thought I had it in my clipboard. There we go. Copy that. I'm not sure we actually need the HTTPS. Let's just do that. So now we need to add this little bit of code. I'm just going to copy that. Come back into the dashboard. There's a plugin that we've got installed that will help us do this. Find it under settings. It's called insert headers and footers. Now, if there's anything already in here, that's going to be my stuff. So you probably want to take that out. So let's get rid of this Amazon script. I've got my IE Bender, which is the privacy policy script in here. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to get rid of this top one because that's my other old AdSense script. So you're going to want to get rid of that. I'll probably clear these out before I send the package out to you guys. But if there is anything in here, you're going to want to swap it out for your stuff. Paste that new bit of code in like that. So that's the bit I just copied from AdSense. Click Save. That's perfect. Go back to AdSense and click Submit. Let's click Set Up Ads. Now it's going to try and do automatic ads where it kind of sticks ads wherever it pleases, which I don't want to do that. So I'm going to make sure this auto ads is off and then I'm going to go close this. Go to add unit, or by add unit, I'm going to go display ads. I'm going to choose responsive as the ad size. I'm going to click create. Oh, I need to name it. Let's call it sidebar ads wheel along. Click create. Then I'm going to grab this, or just click this copy code snippet. Go back to the website, and I'm going to go into appearance and widgets. Now there's already a widget on here, or two in fact, these two, custom HTML and well, they're both the same, custom HTML advertisement, depends how you like to say it. It's got that little message that I put in here. I'm just going to take all that out, paste in, click save, and same for this one, paste, save. That should be it. Now Google are going to come and check out the site in a few days, and then the ads will start appearing if they're happy. You can just double check that it's working. There'll be like a yellow square there, I think. Yeah. So that's where the ads will start to show once we get approved by Google. But that's about it. Now, of course, you're going to be working on the site over the coming months. The main thing you're going to want to do is just keep adding content, as we did earlier, researching new content ideas and adding it. And if you keep doing that on a continuous basis, within 6 months, you should start to see some income if your niche is good and you've identified some good keywords. Within 12 months, the income should be a little bit more. And then by, 18 months, maybe 24 months, the income should be reasonably substantial, providing, as I say, you're in a good niche and you're creating some good content. Now, of course, there's a lot of ifs in this, and not every affiliate site is a success, but I'm confident in you that you can do well and create some good content and that you've chosen a good niche. I wish you the best of luck with your site. But let's go back to my face for the outro. Congratulations! You made it to the end of the video. Not many people get this far, so you're one of the few that have actually completed the video, and hopefully you've created a fantastic website. I'd love to take a look at what you've created. Why not email me a link to your site to eagle@wpeagle.com, and I'll take a look and I'll let you know what I think. Now, you probably need to lie down after watching that entire video, or maybe a stiff drink. But just one last thing before you go. If you're not already subscribed, you can do so by clicking on my face. If you do fancy watching something else, then you can check out my vlog channel. Just click on my other face. Or you can watch these videos, which have been chosen specially for you. So I hope you enjoy them. Again, well done on creating the site. And I'll see you in the comments. Until next time, bye for now.